Hi, welcome to My Mini Madness. I'm Susan, and I wanted to show you my Christmas store. It's kind of hard to film. It's very packed, but it's all the little cutie things I've saved through the years. And I found this lantern. It had kind of a funny top on it that looked more like a house top. And the bottom looked like a store that I remembered as a child. I think like a wool coat. And so I wrapped all the greenery around it, wrapped in some lights, and I'd like to show it to you. And I'll turn the red lights on. So there's white lights on the inside, I guess LED. These were before I discovered the smaller lights. I had these, so I just went ahead and used them from Dollar Tree, I believe they were. And so these are just things that I've gathered through the years, and you might be able to still get some things or definitely make some things. So this is the front of the store, and we'll come around here to this side of the store, and you can see each side has its own business going on. And we'll see what the other side looks like. But don't look at my mess behind it. It's an organized mess, but it's always harder to keep up with that when you want to craft. Okay, and then we'll go over the top. You can kind of get an idea of what the layout is. The sides. It's got a shelf, and then there's a countertop, and the counter bottom filled with little things, and the tree with all the ornaments to sell. And I've got this little girl, like she's just amazed and loves Christmas as much as I do, and she's just looking at everything. I made this table, and it's got like little candies. I made the little cookies. Excuse me, it's my first video. The little cookies are it's a little foam bottom, and it's a blister pack for a lozenge that I got at the grocery store. And made the little cookies to go in it. Painted them with puff paint. And the tree is one of the Limax trees, I think. You can get them at the dollar store as well. And I made some ribbon candy that's in the jar. I've got Santa sticking out of a bag, and some ornaments and tree toppers and toys, and a beautiful little elephant pull toy and some poinsettia, and a basket of candy canes and a teddy bear. And the chair, back of the chair, I've got a more contemporary wreath and tree and a snowman. So let me take these things out so you can get a good idea of all these things. Might be something here you want to make. So I made this table, and it's really simple if you haven't ever made one. It's a plastic container or cardboard container, and you just I use bobby pins. I put a bunch of glue on it. This is a round piece. It's very large. You want to fit it to go over the top and come down the side and have enough for a hem. And you put the hem in first, and then take bobby pins and just place your bobby pins between each of the folds, and then the top piece is just whatever you want to cover the top. You don't have to cover it if you don't want. And again, I was saying this is a blister pack, and I just think they're adorable, and you can find them. Your dog's medicine comes with blister packs, and they're just adorable. And this is one of my larger perfume bottles that might be potpourri or some kind of Christmas scent. And some gold floral foil cut out, and just those little jars that you get everywhere. And there's Santa Claus, and he was just a little ornament with a hanger on him. And this right here is tubing that you might find beads in or something, and if you take the little paper clips that have these stripes on them, then you can just cut them up, and they make really good candy sticks. So let's look at the chair. Oh, sorry. Let's take a look at the chair with the teddy bear. So sweet. Little wooden chair. Has a folded up fabric, like maybe that's a tree skirt or tablecloth. And it's got a shawl glued on it. And the teddy bear sitting there. This lady made us Christmas baskets, and I put the bow on it and the little candy canes. And of course I'm hanging everything everywhere. And this has the contemporary wreath. And this is just these pipe cleaners that are silver. I just wound them. And then Mardi Gras beads. They're great. These Mardi Gras beads, oh my gosh, they just go so far when it comes to Christmas. And so let's look at the tree. I can get it out of here. Let's take a look at this tree. And funny enough, this is my first Christmas tree under the cloche that I made with the toys. So I'm going to move the tree maybe over a little bit so you can see it by itself. And it has a little horse. Of course, there's just things I've collected through the years. And the little ornaments. These were the little trees that Hobby Lobby sold in the beginning. And I guess they had these little hanging ornaments. They came on this tree that had the cloche. I believe that's how you say it. That and you could buy packs extra. And so if you message me, I'll try to look and see what brand that is if you want to try to look for them, like an eBay sale or something. I'm sorry about my this is my table where I paint everything and craft everything, so I'm sorry about all the tools and everything in the background. But you can get packs of ribbons. And these cute little pieces, they have this at Hobby Lobby. At my Hobby Lobby, they're in the back towards the jewelry. The front side has the ornaments that are for like the 14-inch or 20-inch little trees, but those are much bigger. These are all the way to the back where the jewelry counter is. I mean, where the jewelry aisles are. They have them in front. And they have these little packs with much smaller miniatures. And they have a pack of snowflakes, candy canes, bells, all back in there. So make sure you don't want to miss any Christmas or any Christmas time of going there and checking out if they have anything new in miniature. Okay, here's my counter. I think I built this counter. Looks like I built it. And just put a piece of fabric across here to be covering the top, make it more cozy. And using jewelry findings, there's these are those long beads and a little cross that just put a the base on it. I think this was an ornament in the Charm Me section. That's an actual charm. This was something a lady made. It was a little tree that she put the little candies, stuck the little candies onto. And I believe this sweet little pictures of girls might have been a sewing box that I took the sewing works out of it to use it as it could be a jewelry, but I've had it a while. This some beads that were striped that I just made a candy jar out of. And then of course this is, a little wreath with a bead inside of it to hold a candle. And I wanted to show you my favorite thing, and apparently it's her favorite thing because she's looking at it. This is the pull toy. The lady had us over to do miniatures, and she gave us these little toys. They're just rubber. They came from Terra Toys. And I was like, what's our project going to be? And she said, we're making a pull toy. And so we each had a different animal. And I just grabbed up the elephant because I like elephants. And so she had little various shaped beads, flats. They're flat back. Little pieces, rhinestones that she got off of Temu. And she was buying stuff on Temu long before I ever knew about it. This last year is really my first year to venture into Temu. And oh my gosh, you can really spend the money there. And the wheels are big snaps, big black snaps. And we just crafted the little box and put gold on it. So, and then the hole for the pull. Sorry if that's blurry. There it is. It's clearing up. I guess because I moved it. Again, I said this was my first video. I mean, my very first video. I don't know if I might have done one of my dogs. Okay, let me show you how to make the poinsettias. If you don't have a poinsettia punch, which I don't know that there is one, I crafted this by taking the daisy punch, the two different sizes of daisy punch, and using a regular hole punch and snipping the corners after I did the daisy. And these are like felt paper. So and then the greenery in the back is probably more the daisies. I made this a long time ago. But just do the snips, the edges, and that gives the points like the poinsettia leaves. And then this is one of those wood turnings from the craft store. And then just put the rings on it. And you'll need to super glue those on. And I just put like putty or something inside of it that I stabbed. Oh, and I wanted to show you this. I just found this out through one of the ladies' channels, which I'm sorry I can't credit you. I just don't know who it was. Using this variegated, I had variegated, which turned out really great. You snip this up, just real tiny pieces. And with variegated, you get every different color. You just snip it up into little fiber. And then you can use that fiber to be the centers or flowers or greenery, whatever you need it for. And so that's just a bead. And then it's glued. I have glue on it. And then I just stuck it in flocking. But the fiber thing is much better because you have that at home. We almost all have embroidery thread at some point. And so you just cut it up and, I just cut a bunch of it up and got little containers to put it in so that I'd have it when I need it. So that's the poinsettia. And then I made little blankets, and the way that I make the bows on the blankets and on Santa's bag has a bow is I took a piece of foam and I put straight pins in it, and I just wrapped the ribbon. Let's see if you can get a good view. I wrapped the ribbon around the pins, as you know, you might need to move the pins, you know, as move them out, have them out ways, and then move one in, and I just kept gluing. I'd start with the outside and then go to the inside, and I just kept gluing as I would come around, glue, go around another on the other side, glue, and so forth. And then leave the pins in overnight so it gets dry before you remove any pins. But that's how I learned. I'm sure there's some kind of better, quicker, maybe there's a quicker way if somebody wants to share that. And these were little boxes that they had at Hobby Lobby. And we used them for hat boxes and all kinds of things. But you could definitely just do cardstock on this and make your own little box. Definitely. And this was another little village tree, and has a, I used just a bow on the top because it was silver. And one of their little packages matched the Mardi Gras beads. They're very handy at Christmas. And these were some fabric that Hobby Lobby carried. So that's another thing you want to look for at Christmas time, is any little fabric that you can, any little fabric that you can use for making pillows or quilts or anything like that. And then also there was in here I showed you my friend made this out of some fabric panels that she found, that because she knew I love Christmas and miniatures. So she sent me this for Christmas. And it was just a panel inside of a fabric. And she did it on both sides. Okay, and over here, well, it's good and tacked down, so we won't untack it. But it's just a basket full of sparkles and ribbons and things that I bound together to make them look like the real thing. And over here, if you want to make rolls of wrapping paper, take a straw and just wrap a few times around. That's straw, and then a cardboard box, so that I just wrapped. And again, there's another blanket with the bow and a little ornament. And these boxes, I just cut them the way you would cut a box. And they're a little hard, they're just paper. But you want to crease them as you go so that you get a good crease. And apparently I didn't glue excuse me. Apparently I didn't glue the front end. But anyway, again, that's the Mardi Gras beads and some little topper thing that I found. Made the little boxes. And there's Bambi with a wreath, and that was some little toy that Michael's had in a double pack. Oh, I wanted to show you these wreaths up here. These ornaments here, these big ornaments here, were from the section of Hobby Lobby that has the bigger tree ornaments. Okay, this is not wanting to come out, so let's look at this. Okay, this here is a stocking of felt. My girlfriend, we got together to make Christmas things, and they have these. In the past at Hobby Lobby, they had these little buttons, and I believe that they're carried in the the little plastic buttons that maybe go into scrapbooking. And we cut the backs off, and I don't think they had backs on the snowflakes. But anyway, we made little scenes with them. And this wreath also, don't mind the pin, I had it pinned into the wall. If I'm going to pin things in, I do foam on the back behind the paper so that I'm able to pin things in. So this is just the grapevine wreath. You can soak it for, sometimes it takes a day or two to soften it, and then bind it smaller and put some wire around it to hold it in place and to let it dry. And then the greenery, and then I use those little trees and snowmen and snowflakes. And then down here I wanted to show you the little pieces. And these are just little ornament things that you find at Christmas time. If you comb the craft stores. And there's another of the little felt stockings. And so I think that's about everything. You can see that it looks like the end of Christmas. Looks like what the stores look like after everything's cleaned out and turned over and broken. Well, I thank you for coming and visiting me for this Christmas. My name is Susan. My channel is My Mini Madness, and I hope you'll come again. Have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you.